All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to be talking about something really fascinating. It's called the Chay framework. Now, the best way to think about it is like a map to the huge, undiscovered world that exists inside every single one of us.
And the whole idea really gets its start from this ancient quote. It's the central metaphor here. The idea is that your inner world, isn't just one single room. It's a massive, sprawling mansion with all these different chambers, and each one has its own purpose, just waiting for you to unlock the door and explore.
So what is the Chay framework really? Well, it's a model of our inner self, almost like a spiritual blueprint. And here's the absolute core of it. The framework suggests that certain ancient Hebrew words act like vibrational keys. The theory goes that when you focus on these words, you're not just thinking about an idea, you're actually using a frequency to unlock the doors to these different inner rooms.
So yeah, this is so important. It's not just about the meaning of the words, it's about their sound, their specific frequency. The whole idea is that these ancient vibrations can literally interact with our inner architecture. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at the very first key.
And that first key they found is the word Yatsar. Now, in Hebrew, this means to form or to fashion. And it brings up this really beautiful image, right? A potter at a wheel carefully molding clay. So, naturally, the big question is, what door does this specific key unlock?
Well, you might think it would lead somewhere amazing, but when Daniela Arteaga, who helped develop this framework, first used this key, what she found wasn't a beautiful, welcoming space at all. In fact, what she encountered was deeply unsettling.
I mean, her first experience was just raw, visceral. She described this dark, oppressive place, and get this, a real physical sensation of suffocating. And she knew instantly what it was connected to, a womb trauma related to a potential abortion her mom had considered. So this wasn't just some vague bad feeling. This was an existential threat, and she realized it was the very root of a fear of death that had haunted her entire life.
And this led to a huge realization, a real turning point. What she found first, that wasn't the Yatsar dimension itself. No, it was a traumatic blockage guarding the door. And here's the key takeaway. She figured out that healing that wound, facing that fear and trauma head-on, that was the real key. That's what was needed to actually open the door.
And the transformation? It was absolutely total. I mean, night and day. On one side, you have the blockage, fear, suffocation, this unhealed wound. But after she did the work to heal it, the experience of that exact same dimension completely flipped. It became a place of deep, profound peace. She described it like feeling like a safe, peaceful baby. That constant threat she lived with her whole life, just gone. Okay, so that's a really powerful personal story, right? But it begs a massive question. Was this just about Daniela? Was it unique to her life, her trauma, or had she stumbled onto something that's actually a universal part of the human experience?
So to figure that out, they decided to test it. They guided other people to connect with the frequency of that same word, Yatsar. But, and this is the really important part, they gave them zero information beforehand about what they might find.
And the results were, well, they were pretty remarkable. The consistency was just incredible. With absolutely no prompting, person after person started reporting visions and feelings all connected to birth, to being formed, and to maternal trauma. You had Ima, who saw a potter deforming the clay, which she connected to past abuse. Dana saw a dark umbilical cord that was tied to fear. Fiona felt this immediate link to her own mother's struggles as a teen mom. And then there was Dara, who felt that same sensation of drowning, just like Daniela, and connected it to womb trauma.
So, seeing this pattern over and over again led them to a pretty bold hypothesis. As Daniela put it, simply, it's because the Hebrew words are powerful. The idea here is that this wasn't just a coincidence. It pointed to some kind of inherent, almost predictable pattern, a way that this specific word, this specific frequency, interacts with all of our minds.
Okay, so once you get past the blockages, once the trauma is healed, what's the point of this room? What is this Yatsar dimension actually for?
Well, once it's restored, it's described as a kind of spiritual womb. Its whole purpose is to help form and mold our life, to spark our creativity by putting us back in touch with our most basic, foundational connection to life itself. People who access this space talk about this deep sense of belonging, the feeling of being truly welcomed into the world. And it can feel like a dark, safe, fertile place, like a cave or a garden just waiting for something new to grow.
And this quote, it just perfectly captures the whole essence of Yatsar.
As the clay is in the potter's hand, so are you in mine hand. See, that image of being clay, it speaks to how we were first formed, but it also holds this incredible promise. The promise that we can be reformed, that our foundation can be healed and restored to how it was meant to be.
And really, that leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought, doesn't it? If our very beginning, that foundational moment of being created, can be revisited, healed, and literally reformed inside of us, well, it just makes you wonder, what else is in that inner mansion of yours? What other rooms are just waiting for the right key to be discovered and restored?